you don't get the results if you just called for an hour.
Yeah, no.
Right? You're expecting immediate, like multi 5-figure income calling for an hour or two.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
All right. So welcome to the Agent Q&A. You got your host here, John. We got Joanne.
Hi, everyone.
Albert's out of town right now. So we'll be doing the call together. So we have a specific topic. Our topic's more about your skill, but also having the patience developing that skill, right? I feel sometimes agents, they see a lot of good success into the business. They see, vets sometimes go and just kill it, sell it and sell it and sell it. And they feel a little frustrated, not receiving that results immediately. But would you say that they've developed those years of skill yet?
Yeah, I think the skills that are more veteran agents, we would call them veteran agents because they are like, or they've been doing this for a longer time, or they've had higher success than like your normal new agent. But I would say that the struggle compares. It's very, very similar in regards to like what the veteran agent struggles with and with what the new agent struggles with, because what the veteran agent is struggling with is the same things that a new agent will struggle with, which is like nobody answering the phone, maybe not getting enough sales, things like that. So
yeah, I struggle sometimes.
Yeah, in essence, it's like the same. They're running into the same issue, but the veteran agent understands that if they consistently keep on doing it, they're going to end up getting results.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching so far the Q&A. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you guys like what you guys are watching, please make sure to like and subscribe to our page.
So you're saying the veteran agents has the patience?
Yeah, they've developed the patience because they've understood. They've done it for so long that they understand that the results are going to come in because they are putting in the work to help families.
Okay. And that's a good mindset, because do you have the patience or do you have the frustration? Can you get over the frustration by having patience?
Yeah.
Or you get frustrated and then you quit. And then which sometimes happens with agents, right? Yeah. They don't have enough ability or time into the business to get over that hump.
Yeah. Or also it can be that a lot of the newer agents are looking for like that fast success. So, it's just a matter of them understanding that with this, it does have to do a lot with like your mental skill and ability to just remain neutral, I want to say, when you're calling and when you're trying to help out these families with your leads.
Okay. So let's say I'm the new agent.
Yeah.
I'm unneutral. I'm like,
you're frustrated.
I'm like, Joe, I need help. What do you think I need? These clients aren't picking up. These sales aren't happening.
Yeah.
And I need to make money. I need to make money fast.
Yeah. And I would just say, continue dialing, continue dialing, because you will continue dialing, and also, do what other agents do, which is like, if you're calling your lead batch in the morning, but you didn't have any success, try calling them at a different time during the day. And then try playing with that and seeing if you will get people to answer the call and everything, but it's just continue dialing. That's what I would say.
So in essence, when an agent's feeling frustrated, they're frustrated from that lack of result, but they're eliminating the mindset of what gets me the result.
Yeah.
What gets me the result is the continuous dialing, working. And then I think having the patience on that. I had to ask our best friend ChatGPT for help. But ChatGPT is very articulate. Very articulate. Because I just said, give me a topic having patience, and then ChatGPT started spitting, man. So it said here, it's really good. Skill development is a multifaceted expedition marked by highs and lows, successes and setbacks. Patience becomes the silent companion that steadies the course, encouraging individuals to endure the inevitable challenges that arise. It is the understanding that mastery is not an overnight achievement, but rather a gradual evolution shaped by consistent effort and a willingness to learn from mistakes. It's like, man, I couldn't have said that better. But that really hits home, right? Like, dude, mastery, when you think about mastery, define it. In sports, there's this saying that, people practice to make a shot, but the professionals, they practice so much that they don't miss.
Yeah.
right? Instead of just achieving that one hit, one sale, they do it so much that they don't have to worry about missing the sale or missing the shot anymore. It's like I would say um, it's an anomaly now when they don't make it.
Right.
Right. So when you consider these vets, if they're consistent, they're working and they're getting better and better and they're selling more. Would it be an anomaly if they make a sale a week, or would it be the anomaly if they don't make a sale the whole week?
If they don't make a sell the whole week.
That's the one off.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does happen within our industry.
Right.
Like within our industry, I think there's more, I don't know, the chances of you missing shots is a little bit higher in comparison to like a basketball game and a professional.
Mhm.
Just because like you're relying on individuals to like answer the call and stuff like that. So.
Right. But then if you remove that factor of their reliance, right?
Yeah.
Instead of relying on them picking up the call, what if you had enough leads?
Yeah.
You called enough times, you're guaranteed to have someone pick up.
Of course.
Right. And then that's where we want to put our odds in our favor by working. Okay. And this is where the patience comes in, because you don't get the results if you just called for an hour.
Yeah, no.
Right? You're expecting immediate, like multi 5-figure income calling for an hour or two.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Something really hit home with Stephen Yee. He was on the Monday's business development call, and he said he has a strong and he had a hard conversations on his new hires. He said, "Look, I asked him this. Let me pretend you're the new hire. Joanne, what's the most money?" And you can just make it up anything. What's the most money you've ever made in a month?
We'll say $2,000.
Okay, go a little higher. Let's say you say
3,000, 4,000.
Okay, so 4,000. So in the $4,000 that you made in a month, how many hours did you work every week for that?
Oh, 40.
So you worked 40 hours. 2 weeks, you got paid 2,000.
Yeah.
So you put in 80 hours to make 2,000. And you put in 160 hours to make 4,000.
Right.
And so he asked the second question is like, okay, so if you wanted to make $10,000 in this business, can you expect that working 20 hours a week? Can you expect that working 15 hours a week?
Yeah.
By only calling maybe 3 hours a day?
Right.
Where's the time and the skill that you're going to gain from that? Where's the mastery in that? So I think there's some miscommunications on some agents or a misnomer, misconception in a sense that because I can make a sale and I can make this much in one sale, that I only need to make 3 calls to make these 3 sales.
Yeah, no.
Like it's going to be automatic.
Right.
So we're missing that patience of, dude, if you waited 2 weeks to get a paycheck, why couldn't you do that and work 80 hours in those 2 weeks to wait for that paycheck when you could actually be getting that paycheck in the next day or so?
Yeah. When you put it like that, I think it's a better, I think it gives the newer agents a better perspective, because a lot of agents, when they're coming in, they're just seeing it like, oh, wow, like the top producer made, 55 or helped 55 families this month, or, so they're just seeing it like, okay, so they're able to do that much or get that much money in comparison to what they're currently earning at their job. So they don't really have the like a realistic expectation as to what it actually takes these veteran agents to get to that level. Yeah. And they are putting in a lot of hours. I mean, they are working, those 160 hours a week to be able to help 60 families or whatnot.
Yeah, because dude, that's 60, 60 families in a week. That's a lot of money.
Not in a week, in a month, right? Like a basis.
Yeah, that's a lot of families, but that's a lot of money coming into your bank account. It is in 1 month. That's someone's annual salary.
Yeah, but when individuals see it like, oh, okay, so they're helping 66 families, and they think that they're just going to call or dial only 150 leads to help 66 families, it's not a realistic expectation that they're going to get that result, right? Because you're not going to get 60 families to answer you based off of 150 leads that you just bought. So
right. And then so I have this agent. He's part-time, he sells on the side, but he works full-time. He got a job. And then it's a fairly new job, but he texted me yesterday saying, man, I need to start selling more policies. He got his paycheck. He got his paycheck every 2 weeks, right? Yeah. Regular, 40-hour work shift, 9 to 5 type of job. And I said, so how much you get paid? And then, granted, this is after taxes. It's what hits his bank account. And he said 1,800. So I take 1,800 divided by 80 hours, right?
Yeah.
So equivalent, you are getting benefits. There's positives, and we're not we're not throwing shade on, a normal 9 to 5, but that's equivalent to 22 and a half, 22.50 an hour.
Yeah. Where like and then when you think about it as a new agent, right? They would think like, oh, great, like I can literally make that by selling one policy.
Yeah,
But
one and
selling
a half policies, two policies.
one or two, yeah, but selling one or two policies is going to take you time. It's not just going to take you one lead, or it's not just going to take you your 1 hour of calling.
Yes,
sometimes.
if you get lucky, I mean, yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Because you have the skill, you develop the skill, and you work a lot, and you stay consistent.
Right.
That yeah, you can make that sale. Like Jason the other day, he wrote 3 sales.
Yeah.
He helped 3 families, and he made that. He made a little bit above that. He in total it's about 2.1 families, right? But he made that in one day.
Yeah.
Did he do it in the morning? No, he did it in 3 consecutive times. But he worked. The best part about it is he had an early morning sale, he had a mid-afternoon sale, and he had a late night sale. Late night sale was like at 6:00 Pacific time, which is like 9:30
wherever they're at. Yeah.
where he's at in Tennessee. So yeah, but if you take the hours, he might have put in, I would say,
He would put
10, 12 hours.
10 hours to get
Mhm.
what your
80 hour
agent
work
got 80 hours.
So Jason did a 1 day, 12-hour maybe. I'm pretty sure he took some breaks. He had some lunch, took care of his kids. So it wasn't continuous. But if he was disciplined, let's say he did 3 dial sessions of maybe 3 hours each, maybe 9 hours.
Yeah, but then that's also where the patience comes in, right? Because if he would have just said, oh, you know what, like this morning, I'm not being successful with these calls that I'm doing. I'm just not going to continue dialing anymore, right? So if he would have just given up like a lot of individuals do, then he wouldn't have gotten his midday sell and his evening sell. So that's why it's important to just continue dialing during the day, because you get different results.
Yeah.
When you give your callers an opportunity to be there to answer your phone.
Yeah, and it's true, and he's a good testament, because now I would consider him a veteran, right?
Yeah.
So he had an issue before where he was producing max of like 4 or 5 families a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's about 2 years into the business. He made it to the first Miami convention, and his issue with the Miami convention, he had a mind block of like really just investing money on leads. He's never spent more than like 1,000 to 1,500 in leads, he said. So he knew, I just need to start really investing $1,500 a week, $1,000 a week. That'll be $4,500. Now he's spending about $5,500, $6,000 a week. But in 2 weeks in, he's already at, the numbers just came out, he has 14 families to help so far.
Oh.
In the first 2 weeks of November.
Yeah.
Dude, he just threw more fire into it. Developed a skill. He had more presentations, more clients to help. It keeps adding up.
Yeah.
But that patience, he's been in the business since, 2.5 years now.
Yeah, he had to grow into that patience. What was Jason doing before insurance?
He was helping out his father-in-law in construction. So he was kind of like the backbone of the construction, maybe a little bit of the sales, customer service.
Yeah,
part.
can you imagine how hard it is for somebody that's just more of a hands-on person to like be able to sit there and make the dial? So it's a huge transition that he's made.
Well, he even had to transition from in person to that.
Yeah.
And he was door knocking. He was grinding hard. Now he's just at the comfort of his home, dialing, seeing the kids, seeing them all the time,
like
less traffic.
It's such a difference, because I mean, working a construction job is like you're up early in the morning, you're finished whenever the job is done. It's like a heavy job. It's dirty. It's just
I'm pretty sure he didn't just do all the sales. He had to like lift some things sometimes.
Yeah, it's not ideal, right? So
speaking of that, side story, my brother-in-law, he recently had concrete done to the side part of his grass.
Mm-hmm.
You know how hard these like construction workers work?
Yeah.
In construction, the more you split the labor with people, workers, you have to split the cash, right?
Yeah.
So one guy, he said, man, I felt bad for this guy. He needed to, take out the old stuff, the dirt, the old concrete, and it was a one-man job. And it was like at least 1,000 pounds of like stone.
Wow.
And then guess how much he paid the guy? Give me throw a number for that work.
What concrete work does?
It was just more like taking out the concrete, putting a new one. That's not part. It's the demo.
I don't know.
Part.
I would just probably say like $3,000 and $5,000.
Okay, no, I got you wrong. It was more the demolition. So the old concrete, the old dirt, he just had to dig it up, take it from the backyard to put it into his truck to dump it out. And this guy was doing it one by one, just like hauling it, lifting it, hauling it. Paid him $300. It probably took him like 6 hours, 7 hours of hard labor.
I would have totally gotten gypped for that job.
My brother-in-law felt bad. It's like, dude, you can come back another day or another time. But then he wasn't going to get paid until the job's finished, right?
Right.
And the poor guy was like, yeah, I need the money.
Wow.
So imagine the patience and the skill. I mean, it wasn't a lot of skill. It was all labor. But my back would die. 6 hours of just lifting, shoveling, hand shoveling.
Because did they have to like break the concrete to like?
Yeah, it was already the dirt, the demo. But imagine just a stack of like
that
dirt.
made it easier for him, but still, like, I can't imagine shoveling up concrete and dirt.
Yes.
And then you have to take it out to your dump truck or whatever.
And then unload it afterwards. And then if you don't have a good dump truck,
$300.
That's 2 times the work, because once you load it in, now you got to unload it and throw it out. Like these guys, once you go to the dumpster, it's not going to do it for you, right?
I'm sure your brother-in-law will give him a call next time he asks for it, right? Because it's a great deal. Like, and then, if you know somebody that needs that same type of a deal, you're like, hey, by the way, I know a guy that charges $300.
But I think he was at that desperate moment at that time, right? He said he needed the money. So what are people really willing to do when they really need the money?
Right.
How much work, I've seen people like they would Uber somebody from like here to Vegas. They needed the money. They're going to get paid a couple $100 for that, right? Some people are scared to fly, so they're willing to take an Uber for it. But how many hours is that out of your time? Because you're only going to get paid to bring them there. You don't get paid to come back unless you can find another ride, an Uber ride from Vegas back here. That's hard to find.
Yeah.
Right. So just think about your opportunity here in this business. How, I would say, less taxing it is in your body, but more taxing mentally to get the disciplines right in this business. But you have that patience. If you have that patience, you develop this skill. This is going to be your opportunity of freedom, financial freedom, if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
So just think about what I would say to agents, new agents, having the patience on your results, but moving quick to get to that result. Okay. Moving quick, meaning learn to develop the skill fast. Instead of taking your sweet time, instead of studying, underwriting, this and that. No, the best skill is dial, have the conversations. If you have the conversations with the clients, you're going to get these rebuttals built up. Do some role play with your managers, listen on live dials. You get to call, get cussed out, get shut down, because you develop that thick skin. The faster you do it, your patience is not going to wear thin faster with receiving some results.
Right.
So, any other advice that you would say?
No, I think you basically covered most of it, but you did touch on a good point, which was like, don't get stuck so much on trying to learn everything, or using that as kind of like a crutch for you not to invest into your leads and not to hop on the live dials. Definitely, I know that for the newer agents, it does get a little bit intimidating when you hear Terrence or Jason or Albert, JP on those calls that sound, like they have their script down and they can basically just close out a sale very fast.
Yeah.
But I would say like participate and hop in and listen into what they're doing. Take notes on, some of the stuff that they tell their clients in regards to the product and stuff like that. Yeah. So just get involved and don't use not knowing everything about the products as an excuse to not hop on and make money.
Yeah, because you're just limiting yourself. You're stopping yourself from learning. You're stopping yourself from developing that skill. You're still going to be frustrated because you haven't learned the skill. Yeah. And you're still not going to make money until you get on with it.
Yeah. And the easiest part about it all is that all the tools that an agent needs to be successful here are there just to be simply plugged into. So if you have a new agent that is if you're on a call and you're a new agent and you don't know what to do, or you don't know what product to show your client or anything like that, you can simply put it in the group me and you will for sure get an answer. If you're on live dials, you can ask the guys ask the agents on the live dials for any suggestions, and they're all really good team players, so they'll definitely let you know what to go for and everything. So
approaching to making the mistake is the biggest thing. Have the mentality to approach the mistake, not avoid it.
Yeah. And with this now, with insurance and how it's done now, like all the e-apps and how easy everything is, there's really no mistake that an agent can make. Like there's no mistakes that you can make on an application. There's no mistakes that you can make on the underwriting questions. Everything is just super simple and easy.
Yeah. I would say too, it's not nothing is a fatal mistake in the Nobody dies. You're not a doctor. Nobody dies if you make a mistake, right? Well, sometimes you make a mistake, you didn't protect them, they died. But that wasn't your fault. You don't make that fatal mistake.
They made the fatal mistake of not
buying.
Not buying.
There's no fatal mistake in our insurance industry.
Yeah.
But there is a financial mistake of you not learning the business, getting good and making sales right away and making a financial decision to do so and buying leads. But yeah, there's no fatal mistake. Everything could be a learning lesson.
Yeah.
You keep getting better. You get cussed out. Okay. Learn that. Learn not to get cussed out. Maybe let me ask the right question. And then you learn that, the people that are cussing you out, they're going to cuss out anybody else. Maybe it wasn't your fault.
It has nothing to do with you, how they're reacting. That's just how some individuals are when they
so you move on. So you move on and then you find the people that are lay downs. Yeah, I was on the dials today with Terrence. Great presentation. But I believed no matter what presentation he did, the lady was going to buy.
Yeah.
So he asked the right questions. What got you thinking about life insurance? She said, I just lost my policy. I used to have it, but I've been through some stuff. She was like, I had some cancer. I had a heart attack. I had a stroke, this and that. So she's looking for a policy because she's been getting declined.
Yeah.
She knows about the $9.99 policies too. So Terrence just went through a couple of carriers, tried to get her approved with one company. It didn't happen because of her meds. Another company went up and shot up. So worked out to get the graded plan. Boom. Yeah. And the lady was like, well, if that's what we have to get, that's what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
And the lady took it.
Yeah. But that's like the importance also of like some clients that they understand the importance of being covered. They understand that they're not going to be accepted with every single carrier because every carrier has different underwriting rules, right? But somebody like Terrence, or even if it wasn't Terrence, even if it was a new agent, it would have been, an easy process to be able to finally get them approved with the guaranteed issue.
Yeah. So enough, how to open up an app and close it and run through it. That's what he did. And it worked out. So, but prior to that, Terrence he just said he was getting beat up on the phone because, he's getting presentations in, but he hasn't been selling. And then boom, he sells one.
Yeah.
But he had the patience. He said, I went from 0 for 23.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I thought his highest 0 for
19.
Was like 0 for 19. Now it's 23. But that's someone that has developed the patience, because Terrence was somebody that has grown into his success within our agency for sure.
Yeah.
And his commitment to being on live dials, consistently every single day. He even does weekends, has just been, what has really served him in his success.
Yeah. And that's where the speed comes in. How fast did you go from 0 to 23 compared to Terrence? Maybe if you're a brand new agent, you get frustrated and you quit too early from the dials, that you're one presentation for the day, you quit. Next day, you had another presentation, one presentation. Now you're 0 for 2, you quit. He went probably 0 for 23, maybe in 2-3 days, maybe 4 days, 5 days, max.
And then
so he finally broke through and got a sale.
Yeah. And when you're saying like 0 for 23, we're saying like 0 for 23 presentations that he presented and he didn't get any sales. Right. We're not saying like he just did 23 phone calls and he just decided, He
did a ton of phone calls, got those presentations, and he still had the patience until the final sale broke through.
Yeah.
So there's the timing and the skill, right? So having the patience and timing to develop the skill, but also having the speed to develop that skill. Okay. Have the patience to get that result and it'll play out. But as long as you guys are consistent, it's gonna work out for you. So I'll leave it with this, with the excellent articulation by ChatGPT.
And its quotes.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. It's like, oh, this is super well written and AI is nuts. So moreover, patience acts as a counterbalance to frustration. offering a buffer against discouragement. When faced with obstacles, those who cultivate patience are better equipped to approach setbacks as opportunities for learning and refinement. This mindset shift transforms challenges from insurmountable barriers into stepping stones on the path to proficiency. And there's like a lot more blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to leave the last part. In conclusion, the journey of skill development is a testament to the enduring power of patience. It is the compass that guides individuals through the peaks and valleys of improvement, instilling resilience and fortitude. By embracing patience, aspiring individuals lay the groundwork for sustainable growth, ensuring that their skills not only flourish, but endure the test of time. Endure the test of time. Endure your test here.
Well, it does give out a good point when it says, like, you know, you are building resilience to be able to get to the final results for sure.
Yeah, so. Man, this is like biblical.
Yeah, it sounded kind of biblical, right? It's not like, a passage in the Bible.
It's like, I got to tell ChatGPT, hey man, talk to me like I'm a 5th grader. Explain like I'm 5. Yeah. It's a lot of good vernacular in this. But hopefully that helps out. You know, don't compare too much of your results versus the veteran's result. One of our top integrity partners, he said, you know, don't compare your day one to someone's 1,000th day, right? Because the skill there is different.
Yeah.
But what I would just use is they're making sales. Use that ability. Use that proof that it's possible here in FFL. So you just got to figure out, what am I doing? They're no different than you. So what do I got to do? What am I doing different to get to their level? That's all it is.
Yeah.
And just dial. So this is going to be on our FFL Elite clips. Follow us on YouTube if you guys haven't. Please share and like it. If you found this useful, share it with your additional agents. Share it to aspiring agents. Holidays are coming around. If there's anybody that's looking for an extra opportunity to make money in this business, you can make these sales. You can make what you can make in your 9 to 5 in less than a weekend or so. But it takes that time and skill to get there. So hopefully this helps out. See you guys next week. Maybe not. Thanksgiving, right?
In 2 weeks, guys.
See you guys in 2 weeks. Happy Thanksgiving. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you guys want to subscribe, click here. If you want to watch the next video, click here.